Oh my god. Brighton Marathon 2024 is here. And spoilers, I didn't make the podium. What a failure. We'll try again next year. 16 weeks of training or so, a little bit of an injury setback thanks to a ski crash. And we are ready and lined up for our Brighton Marathon sub 3 hour attempt. The weather is pretty windy, gusting in the 30s from the south-southwest, so when we're on the coast it's going to be a crosswind. And I know that the first half of Brighton Marathon is a little bit hillier than the end of it that's mostly flat, so I'm going to go out a little bit conservative, aiming for 4 minute 19 kilometers or 6 minute 57 miles. That should bring me through halfway in about 1 hour and 32 minutes. And from there I could aim for the old famous negative split to see if I could get that sub 3 hour dream. Let's get to the start line. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off you go! Good luck, everyone. Enjoy it. Oh, hey, Paula Radcliffe. Please possess my body today. Run, relax, and a big smile. And we're off. Brighton Marathon 2024. Let's do it. You might notice the sub 3 hour pacer, I've let him go far, far away. There's a hill straight away. I want nothing to do with going too quick up that hill, and I'm already not going to be with him at halfway. My aim's to get him in the second half. Let's see how that plans out. The support at the start in Preston Park was absolutely fantastic, and it was pretty much run the whole course. But I wasn't going to let that adrenaline boost make me do anything silly. I was going to be a good, disciplined little boy and go along at the goal pace I said earlier, 4 minutes 19 per kilometre. 6 minutes 57 per mile. You can hear the wind lapping up a little bit. A bit of a naughty boy it was, but actually cooled me down quite a lot later when I could have got hot. We'll get to that in a bit. And now we're turning left, about to head up the first hill. A little bit crowded, but that's absolutely fine at this point. I just don't want to burn anything out too early. And as we trudge on up the hill, I want nothing to do with these naughty little rascals who are bombing straight up it on those fresh tapered legs. No, no, no. Come past me, my amigos. I'll catch you later. It's an absolute stampede past J Mills, but this is pretty much the highest gradient hill on the whole course right at the start, so what I lose here, I'll hopefully get back later. Goodbye, my lovers. Goodbye, my friends. And as if by magic, we reach the top of the hill and we can head back down. Time to make up a few of those hundreds or so positions that are lost up the hill, methinks. But nothing too silly. This is when I first noticed, ooh, good evening, tapered legs. 4 minute flat per kilometre feels pretty nice right now. But if I use this up now, it's, ooh, 3 minute 55. Naughty, naughty. If I use this up now, it's going to feel like absolute shit later. So once more, foot off the gas. Be free, my little fledgling runners. I'm going to sink back into the 4s, get towards at least 4 minute 10s down this hill, and we'll fight you lads and girls later. Coming up to the first mile sign now, and you can notice in the bottom left I've switched the pacing to mile pacing, and that makes sense as there's 26 lovely mile signs. And it's a 7 minutes 21 for the first mile, a little bit slow, but I was taking it so conservatively, as I said, to make sure I didn't blow myself up the hill. And now you can see the bottom left, I'd honed in on a 6 minute 50 per mile. Mile and a half in, you can see the sub 3 hour pacer group just going through on the left, whereas a turnaround up here, we're not too far behind. And we're going along again, 6 minute 50 miles, a little bit quick. We're meant to be going a little bit slower than this, but hopefully we can get onto that pace in a second as we turn around and head back down the hill. I'm rocking out to the big band currently, feeling good. What can go wrong? 2 mile split, 6 minute 56. A sensational mile split from J Mills. Good on ya. Coming back through Preston Park where we started now, and it's pretty much downhill for the next 3 miles or so, so we're just trying to hone in on that goal speed of about a 6 minute 57 per mile. Approaching 3 miles, the crowds are still popping off, and we're just about to pass under the bridge at London Road near where my sister used to live, and it's feeling all nostalgic and nice. Third mile split, a 6-minute 51. A little bit quick, but this was, I think, the second most downhill mile of the whole course, so probably worth getting a little bit of time back. And here is our 5k split, a 21-minute 53, but 604th place, which will just pop down the right, and we'll keep an eye out on that every 5k throughout the run. Coming through town now, and the graphics colours changed a little bit. They go back to normal in a second, sorry about that. Crowd still pumping me up, feeling pretty strong. 6-minute 46 for the 4th mile. Ooh la la. Little bit tasty, but it was downhill again, and now it starts to sort of gently undulate up and down for the next few miles or so. So this will be the interesting one to see where our mile splits start to head. Oh baby, inject that straight into my veins. Little sniff of the seafront here, but we're turning left back into town for now. Past the Royal Pavilion on the left here. Can barely hear myself think for all the crowd noise. Oh, what is this? A disgusting little hill has greeted us at 5.7 miles. I managed to miss the 5-mile split, as I must have just been vibing far too hard with the crowd down in the town. But it was a 7 minutes 5, dropping a little bit slightly, but a few pesky hills had been beginning to appear. This one right now is slightly more than a pesky hill, a little bit of a bastard. But no sooner are we going up the hill as we approach the top, and now there's a nice little downhill section. Whee! 6 minutes 36 per mile pace at this current location. J Mills is enjoying his time here as we hit 6 miles in 7 minutes 06. A little bit slow, but there was that big hill. It continued to undulate for the next few miles, but it was nothing like as big a hill as in the last one, so I was hoping I could now just hone in on that 6 minute 57 per mile speed. But it's now time for our 10k position update. We've moved up to 593rd position, net gain of 9 positions, despite a slightly slower 5k, 22 minutes 01. I'd like to push that next 5k down by 10-20 seconds or so. Another little hill though, not helpful. But at least I've got the lads on my side. Through 7 miles, and despite a reasonable hill there, 7 minutes, and I'm greeted to a nice little wind gust coming from the coast. And that's for later. And late it is now, as I have reached the seafront. You can hear that wind against the camera, but as I said earlier, it was pretty much a crosswind, which is sort of good because it means it's never a headwind anywhere, but it means I never get a tailwind either. And it's still that wind blowing you does take a little bit of energy out of you as you're trying to sort of right yourself up. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, so I wasn't too upset as I came onto the seafront. Let's see what sort of pace I can hit here as we head out east towards Saltdean. 8 miles split, a 7 minute 05.
Oh, really?
This is me when I realised that my electrolyte tablets had turned into a powdery mess, and then me accidentally throwing a load of that powder over a load of runners. Whoopsie. Luckily my gels did have electrolytes in them, so into the pocket that tube goes. But back to the serious matter of my pace, and I was really struggling at this point to try and dip below 7 minute miles. I needed to get into those 6 minute 57s, and it just felt like whenever I managed to get there, it felt a little bit too hard to then do that speed for another 16 miles. So I was just sort of sitting around just over 7 minute miles. I was also beginning to see a trend. I was having my gel every 25 minutes, and then about 10 minutes after that, I'd feel pretty good for about 5 minutes and be able to push it pretty close to the goal speed, and then it would just slowly wane after that. A long, long way to go. Can we get back on track? A nice little posse of friends that I'd made here just before 9 miles, which was definitely helping at this point. The wind definitely playing a factor as we head away from town, slightly more than closer to town. And it's a 7 minute, 5 seconds for the 9th mile. It's not terrible, but it's a little bit off what we need at this time. I'm just trying to get to halfway, making sure I'm in reasonable shape for the rest of it, so I don't have any chance of blowing up. And despite early signs of it being a tough afternoon, we've gained another 41 positions, moving us into 552nd position and a net gain so far of 52 places. 6 minutes 53 for the 10th mile. We finally cracked a sub 7 out with a smidge of help from coming downhill. Is this the start of the sub 7 hype train? Maybe not. We started going uphill again. Oh. Good evening, sub 3 hour pacer on the other side of the road. I'm really trying to come visit you later, but we'll see how it goes. A train of hopefuls comes through. And oh, we have a faller. Hopefully he's okay. And we've now turned around and are heading straight into the wind. This is one of the only parts where it's pretty much a direct headwind, so I was trying to tuck in behind these two lovely chaps to break the wind for me. But as this man came through, looking like a veteran of 700 marathons, I fancied a little piece of him. Let's go find the sub 3 hour pacer, mate. And the 11th mile, a 7 minutes and 9 seconds. Maybe we won't be finding him. Apart from on the other side of the road, as right by the coast again we head uphill. Up this hill I was really questioning life. Still not halfway. It was looking like the sub 3 was really far-fetched from this point, but I was going to do my darndest to get as close to it as possible. We approach the furthest east of the course, and thankfully that hill is over, and we can head back downhill towards Brighton town. I say downhill, still lots of undulating to go. I love it. And it felt quite sensational coming down this hill. Got back below the 7s for now. The wind was lapping up, and I say this next stretch for 2 miles or so was where I felt the wind was the gustiest and most turbulent. It was swirling in all directions. Most of the course, I don't feel like it played a massive factor. It's difficult to know quite how much it was, but definitely the next 2 miles, there was times where it sort of knocked me over a little bit. 12th mile, a 7 minutes 25. That was a bit of a stinker of a hill. Despite coming down the other side afterwards, the initial hill wasn't fun. But it's time for the 20k skulls on the doors. Despite a difficult 5k, 22 minutes 18, we'd still managed to gain another 7 positions, bringing the grand total to 59 positions gained. Despite it being a big old slog out there, it's always good to know people are struggling a little bit more than you. I wasn't 100% aware of this, but I could work out that I was overtaking a few more than I was letting through. I vividly remember trying to latch onto the back of this pack though at this point, and I just could not get there. So I was in the middle of no man's land, getting the wind swirling all around me. They could have been nice and dropped back for me, couldn't they? Trudging up now towards the 13-mile split. A 7 minutes 7. That's a little bit better. Let's have a look where we are at halfway. It wasn't actually a sign, but I believe those bits going across the road were the timing marker. And through halfway in 1 hour 33 and 2 seconds. Only actually a minute off what I was aiming for, but I was meant to feel good at this point and then be able to push on. I can tell you for free, I did not feel good. Not woeful, but they say that the marathon should start about 20 miles when you put the work in. That work started more like mile 7, 8. But at least I gained another 8 positions, eh? Ah, the cheers of the crowd has returned on the seafront as we approach 14 miles. And it's a 7 minute 4 second, which I was very happy with at this point. If I could keep this speed up, I might be able to sort of come in with a 3 hour 5, 3 hour 6. And the chasm of cheer kept growing as I got closer and closer to the heart of town, pushing me on. A little bit of a second wind at this point, a gulp of water. Not long to go. Oh, wait, no, there's miles to go. Pain is temporary, Strava is forever. The truest statement ever said. I'm going to do it for you guys. A high five there. Oh, I was feeling great here. Unbelievable scenes. Sharp left turn ahead. Oh no, it's happened again. The camera's run out of battery. Oh, this has been happening too much. Oh, but I brought a second one, everyone. I'm not going to let you down. We're going to the end. Come on. 15-mile split, a 7 minutes, 8 seconds. Look, I'm taking anything quicker than a 7 minute 10 at the moment. If I can continue like this until the final couple of miles, a little bit of a cheeky kick, who knows what can happen. Anything's possible, Gary. It was around this time where I first started to see people walking or in the massive discomfort pretty early in the race. I was pretty happy that I'd taken it so easy in the first half because it could so easily have been me. Our favourite time again, the 25k split. We've gained another 14 positions. That's 81 positions gained. And we'd averaged for that last 5k 7 minutes 9 seconds. So you can see all my 5k splits. I hadn't dropped off the cliff yet. I was doing all right. As the sub 3 hour gang came through, and it does look like it had dwindled slightly. Coming through 16 miles now, and it's a 7 minutes 8 seconds. We're still just about keeping everything together. 10 miles to go now, and it's the first minor whiffs of home. But God, it's still a long, long way. 16.3 miles, and a little group had formed. It was, always nicer to run with some peeps. How long's that going to last? Not very long. This geezer's back a short while after as we head towards some of the biggest cheers of the day. 17th mile, a little 7 minutes 12. Dropping off ever so slightly, but still feeling all right. People stopping quite a lot now. Still going back and forward, this guy. Absolute ding-dang-do.
Jody! Go on, J-Dog! Jody! Dragon!
Oh, hey, boys. Didn't see you there. Oh, hello. The 18th mile is upon us, and it's a 7 minutes 27. Not a particularly hilly mile. That's quite a drop-off. Is it just temporary? Had a gel recently. Hopefully give us a little bit of a kick in a few minutes' time. I believe that was the winner going through there. Heading inland now, up a little bit of some hills. You can see the pace is definitely dropping. But it's time for the 30k position update. Oh, and it's into three figures. 119 places gained. 485th position now. Despite it being our slowest 5k by a considerable margin, about 50 seconds. 7 miles or so to go. Still a really long time, and it's quite a winding section coming up now. Very undulating. It's gonna be tough. 19th mile, another 7 minutes 27. That's not a complete car crash just yet, and we're still picking up positions. Pretty thick and fast, to be honest. The support was still absolutely unbelievable. I would say at least 20 miles of the 26 miles was chock-a-block with people. 20th mile ticked off, a 7 minutes 25, steady as she goes. Now we're into the business end of the marathon though. The final 6 miles, can I hold it together?
This hill is a fat slut.
Oh, sounds like a little bit of a lost head there. Still ticking over at 7 minutes 30 per mile. Come on, Jodie, calm it down. Oh, that's just what I need. Approaching 21 miles and it's a little bit of a war zone out there. Fallen soldiers everywhere. Come on, guys, let's get going. And here we go again. We know the start, we know the end. Masters of the scene. Voulez-vous. Oh, I got a little bit out of hand, but that is exactly what the doctor had ordered. Forgot to put up the 21-mile split. A 7 minutes 38. ABBA cannot stop the rock currently. Only 5 miles to go. We've just got to drag ourselves home. But as you can probably see, we're still overall gaining positions. We haven't stopped yet. And at 35k, that's helped us gain another 43 positions, moving up into 442nd place, 162 places gained so far. Can we get 200 places gained by the end? Look at this power posse coming through here, though. It wasn't just positions gained. I need Damo and Will to sort me out next time. 22nd mile, 7 minutes 39 seconds, hanging on for dear life. But boy oh boy, were those beautiful people in Brighton helping me. You can't walk with those cheers, can you? 23rd mile, 7 minutes 54 seconds. It's getting as hard as it's ever been in any run I've ever done. But we're getting into just a park run to go land. Cheeky change of graphics just for fun at this point. And at the moment we're struggling to stay even in the 7 minute miling pace. 24th mile split, 7 minute 43. I think I was trying to stay with that girl just ahead of me at that point, but she was far too good for me and is long gone shortly afterwards. And we're back on the seafront now, 1.5 miles or so to go. The wind howling again. I'd forgotten about it inland. It really wasn't noticeable there at all. Just the fact that I was, in the latter half of a marathon and I was absolutely bloody knackered. Get me to the finish line now. Look at the pace. 8 minutes 20 per mile. I just need to get there or I'm really going to start losing some massive time here. The 40-kilometre mark has been and gone, but it didn't actually show me the positions gained here, so we'll wait to the end as another girl comes past and shows me who's boss. There was nothing left to try and go with her till the end. Goodbye. But around 25 miles approaching it now, I started to finally start picking a few people off. Always a good mental boost. Ugh, position loss though, we don't like to see that. And at the 25 mile marker, it's a 7 minutes 53. We are just about staying in the 7s away from the 8s. We are so close to the end now. Our yellow friend is disappearing into the distance though. And it's here where I thought I was in big trouble coming through these restaurants. All of a sudden, over the span of about 20 seconds, my stomach started gradually cramping up and up. And by the end, I just couldn't really breathe and I had to slow down to almost walking speed, but I didn't walk. It was absolutely awful. I had to slow into, you'll see in a second, like 9-minute miles temporarily. It's one of the worst feelings I've ever had. Come on, body, don't do this to me now. We've just got like 0.7 miles to go. And as I came round the backside of this cafe, very suddenly it just disappeared and it was back to feeling bloody grim, but I could at least start to breathe in and out again properly, and it was time to make some positions up again. Almost taken out by a wheelchair. The guy to the right was scared even more. But another position gained. A long way into the next pack of people, but we've managed to pick it up into the mid 7:30 per mile pacing. We're so close. Do we have a final sprint in us to make a few more positions up? Oh, well paced, my friend. Look at that form in the 26th mile of a marathon. Take a bow, son. Oh, good evening, my friends. Finally, some company that's slowing down, not coming past me. Let's make some positions up and get to that finish line. I could see the finishing funnel now as I came onto a nice bit of tarmac, and it was go time. 200, 300 metres to go. We're winding up the speed now. We're into the 6s, the mid-6s so far, and we're only getting quicker. We've actually got a kick left. Oh, hello, friend on the right that I was battling with about 10 miles ago. See you later. It's an absolute perfect finish here. Plenty of people for me to set my eyes upon and try and overtake. I can see the finish line now. It's time to give it everything. We're into the 5s now. I want all of you. That orange top might be the final person we can get. Laying the hammer down. Come on, J Mills. Big kick time now into the low 5 minutes. I want that guy in the yellow top just ahead. He got me about 2 miles ago, but I'm starting to just about fade a little bit. Just slowing up slightly from my top speed. Have I got anything left? Less than 100 metres to go. It looks like I'm just fading a little bit. Oh no, I get another wind and we drive for the line and we take the position. And we almost got the lovely form guy as well. That was a cracking effort. And Brighton Marathon 2024 is over. Let's see how we did. A 3 hours, 11 minute, 10 seconds, a 17-minute PB. But how many positions did we gain? Another 54 positions gained in that final 7 kilometres to finish in 388th position, to bring our net overtakes of the day to 216. While the sub-3 dream is still alive, we didn't manage to crack it today. We will certainly be back to have another go in the future. Tune in next time to watch W Mills, my youngest brother, try and crack a 40-something 10k for a PB. And I'll be back myself in a couple of weeks once my legs have recovered. Click a few other videos in and around here to see if anything suits your fancy. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.